I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. And I kind of got some bad news slash good news. We actually do not have a question of the day today. Due to some technical issues or travel concerns, we're not actually going to address a specific question today, but here's what we are going to do. We're going to show you a clip from Wednesday night's regular Ask Jeff sessions. And we would encourage you to be a part of our Wednesday night. See, on the daily YouTube channel, we address questions maybe 90 seconds, 2 or 3 minutes. But on Wednesday night, we're able to dig into your questions, go 10, 15, 20 minutes, follow-up questions. We're able to dialogue with each other. So let me encourage you, Wednesday night, 6:30 Central Standard Time, tune into Ask Jeff, the weekly edition. Wherever you are, you can be a part of it live. You can submit your question and be a part of the discussion. If you're not able to join us live, we always archive the material every Wednesday night, 6:30, Ask Jeff Weekly. Today's YouTube question is actually going to take you to Wednesday night, and you're going to see what you can be a part of every single week.
Staying there, it says, why did God allow Satan to rebel and have power over the earth? Whew. Now, again, I say this all the time. When we study the Bible, oftentimes we know the who, the how, the when, and the where. But oftentimes we don't know the why, okay? But one thing we do know is in Ezekiel chapter 28, and by the way, Isaiah chapter 14, we have descriptions of what we know as the fall of Satan. Now, some people have questioned whether these Old Testament prophecies can really be about the fall of Satan, but anytime you're giving a presentation or anytime you're telling a story, how many times have you told a story to somebody about something that happened 20 years ago to illustrate something that's happening today? That's essentially what the Lord was doing through these two prophets. Look at what happened, in ancient times with whom we know as Lucifer. That's explaining what's happening to the king of Tyre today. Here's what I want you to hear. In Isaiah chapter 14, when Lucifer rebelled against God, in 3 verses, from verses 12 to 14 of Isaiah 14, he used this phrase, I will. That's important. I will, okay? In Ezekiel chapter 28, it says iniquity or sin was found in your heart, okay? The reason those are critical statements and or phrases, the why part isn't so much, quote, why did God allow it, but understanding that his creation, according to Isaiah 14, has will. And I don't know if you've discovered, but humanity's will is strong. How many times have you referenced somebody for good or ill and said, boy, they got some willpower? What are you saying is in the midst of so much that's going contrary to them, they're still pushing back. When Lucifer said, I will, he didn't say, I'm determined. He didn't say, you're making me do it. He didn't say, this is just the way it's got to be. He said, I want to do this. I will it. And because it says iniquity is found in his heart, I think the why thing, or the why answer, is that God gives his creative order the ability to respond. Now, I'm going to define, it may not sound familiar to this or similar, but it is. I want to define the word worship for you. Most of the time we think worship means music. They're not synonyms, but worship oftentimes does involve music. Worship, I would define as this: our willing response to a self-revealing God. That's what worship is. By the way, you don't have to sing to worship, right? What was Lucifer in charge of? Worship. That was his job. It talked about his tabrets, about his singing, about his response to God. So worship is our willing response to God's revealing of himself. He was the original worship leader, and he said, I will put my throne above yours. I will. And it says power over all the earth. Again, Romans chapter 8, verse 22 basically says that when sin entered the creative order, that the creative order fell, okay? Now, this goes back to the question I asked earlier. Sin didn't enter the world with Adam and Eve. Sin entered the world with Lucifer. So you have a fallen creation even before what you and I know as the Garden of Eden.
Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.